So the new patch 1.1.1 for Diablo 4 has been out for an entire day now, and the community is already giving their feedback on the patch, including some problems they're experiencing ever since the patch released. I'm going to go over that in this video, as well as details on a new hotfix that will be releasing today. And then there is a big discussion going on around replaying the campaign at a higher difficulty level, something that players have been requesting recently, and we're going to talk about that. And then also, I'm going to go over your top comments as well. So let's jump into the Diablo 4 news right now. Alright, so let's jump right into the problems people have been experiencing after the patch released yesterday. So this was posted on Reddit by Swatek, I believe it is. They said major stuttering and rubber banding since patch, ? And people responded to this and said, yep, unable to enter in-game dungeons, unable to cross over to new regions occasionally, rubber banding lots. And then we have another reply to it as well from KN Ninzuka. Again, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But they said, I'm having the same problem on console. I can't even leave town. If I use a sigil and try to teleport to the dungeon, it would get stuck on the loading screen. If I wait long enough, I would just be placed right on the same spot. I've wasted 2 sigils doing this. Gonna have to log off for now. This is just incredibly frustrating. So let me know in the comments if you've been experiencing these lag and rubber banding problems since patch 1.1.1 released yesterday. Let me know. That Reddit thread is currently trending and growing more and more by the hour. So it sounds like more and more people are having this problem. So hopefully, Blizzard is able to fix these rubber banding and lag issues very soon. Now, there is an unrelated hotfix that will be releasing today. If it hasn't already been released, this was posted by Adam Fletcher, who said, hotfix is starting to roll out now to address some items. Unfortunately, Fury Against Fate is 1.1.2, but that is coming up very soon, and hotfix notes are here. Wrathful Hearts / Invoker chances are increased with this one, and fixes for the Rogue Trickery Heart. And then, of course, the full hotfix notes have been posted on the Blizzard forums here. Under bug fixes, it says, fix an issue where the shadow clone from the Trickery Malignant Heart did not taunt enemies. And then you have seasonal bug fixes as well, where it says the drop rate and craft chance for Wrathful Hearts and Invokers has been increased. It says the previous chance to get a Wrathful Invoker from crafting an uncertain Invoker was 3%. The chance is now 15%. And then it says previous chance to get a Wrathful Heart from crafting an uncertain heart was 2%, and it says the chance is now 10%. And then finally, Wrathful Invokers now also have a chance to drop from elites in addition to other invokers. And then there's further stability improvements. But of course, as we all know, right now, people are reporting, lag and, of course, some rubber banding issues. So hopefully those stability improvements are fixed here as well. Now, this was also posted on Twitter, and Alpha74 said, thank you for the update. One pressing question, did Uber Lilith also see the health increase bonus? And Adam responded, said, Uber Lilith isn't included in boss health changes. So that has been clarified as well. Now, there's also a very interesting discussion going on the Reddits about replaying the campaign at higher difficulties. I found this discussion very interesting, and this was posted by Legendary Venusaur, who said, let us replay the campaign at a higher difficulty. The campaign was the best part of Diablo 4 for me. Wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed it. I would love the ability to replay the campaign at a much higher difficulty, just as a fun challenge, and to give my level 100 characters something to do. And this got tons of responses, and this is what ABC Win said. They said, sounds like they have plans to fight the campaign bosses in future content. They've said this in the dev stream, so ABC wanted to point that out. And then we have this reply by Geely, who says, I honestly wish the campaign was a higher difficulty the first time, let alone on a replay. This is the first time I properly played an ARPG and was kind of bored plowing through the campaign on my druid. Story was cool and some of the cutscenes were brilliant, but man, was the gameplay easy. Did the entire thing on World Tier 2 from the start. And then we have another comment here from Laughing Man, who says, that's my gripe too. It's a fun campaign, but I would have liked it to properly challenge me and actually be utilized for in-game. You'd be more motivated to build up your character to 100 if the campaign actually required you to do so. I'd restructure the campaign so you transition world tiers at Act 4 for Tier 3 and then Act 5 for Tier 4, culminating with Uber Lilith at the end. Players who just want an easier experience would get it by allowing the entire campaign to be played in story mode. And then we have even more comments on this. Again, this generates so much discussion on this, and concerning what Laughing Man said about the story mode idea, I love that as well, because of course there's players that still want that casual fun experience. We got to remember those players as well. Now, Tarnin said, I've been saying this for ages. This would be so easy to implement and would give so much fun content. I have a super powerful character to do what? All my glyphs are 21, so there's no point in doing nightmare dungeons, and I've already killed Lilith. I would totally do a challenge campaign. That would be super fun. And then the last comment on this comes from Mitzen, who said they should add some kind of legendary campaign for World Tier 4 with some additional gameplay challenges and a chance for unique campaign-only cosmetic rewards. We need more things to do for our in-game loop. So yeah, again, there's so many good comments concerning this idea about a campaign that you can replay with higher difficulties, with different challenges, and so on and so forth. So leave a comment down below. What would you want to see from a replayable campaign in Diablo 4. Now, concerning patch 1.1.1, it's not all doom and gloom. There has actually been some really positive feedback on patch 1.1.1, and this is coming from Almost Pro Gaming, who says, holy hell, the new density in Nightmare Dungeons is amazing. Been playing for an hour and I love it. I still wish they reverted experience changes though. Looking at my experience bar, it still feels slow, but overall a win in my opinion. And let's see here. Purple Oyster responds that I better get playing before they cut drop rate to compensate for extra mob density. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they keep it as it is, because again, a lot of players seem very happy with this. Ironfish also said, I like the update. I'm sure this will get me downvoted. Nevertheless, here is what I'm seeing. More experience, more loot, more survivability, more mobs. Thanks. And then we have this response from Mr. Good Bites, who says, I agree. TLDR, I agree. And then Ice Cream for Dinner says, yeah, I ain't reading all that. So you gotta love the Reddit humor out there. And again, it's not all negative. There's a lot of positive with patch 1.1.1 actually. I would have to say that there's a lot more positive than negative from what I'm seeing so far. Let me know if you think that is the case with this patch. But there is the rubber banding and lag that some people are experiencing. And again, hopefully that is all addressed here very soon. Now, this was also posted by Canadian FUCK 420, who says, I wish they made an option to play Diablo 4 without an internet connection. And it says, like the text says above, playing in remote places and using Starlink makes this game pretty much unplayable. I'm out of town for work the majority of the time in places with little to no internet. I'm just fortunate enough this time to have a connection to Starlink, but even still, it's not enough. I would love to just relax and play for 1 to 2 hours after work, but I can't stop from glitching out and instantly dying. I'm not sure if there's a way that I could make the game not rely on the internet so much. I've already disabled all crossplay and anything of that matter also. So, just reading that, honestly, it upsets me to hear that some Diablo 4 players can't play Diablo 4 because they don't have the internet to do it. So, of course, I'm in total agreement for an offline type mode for Diablo 4. Will that ever happen in the future? I have no idea, of course. No one really knows this. But there's also many other benefits for Diablo 4 to have an offline mode. For instance, let's say 10 to 15 years from now, you want to revisit Diablo 4. Well, if it's dependent on the servers and the servers are offline by then, which I don't know if that would ever happen, but if that happened, that's yet another reason that we should all be pushing for an offline type of mode. And now it's time to jump to your top comments, starting off with this comment from Kelsey Bishop 8128, who says, my husband and I miss the pets picking up gold and gems the most out of everything. It's super noticeable and makes things so much slower. Never knew how much I took that feature for granted in Diablo 3. And Samuel replies, it says, bring back pets. And Brandon Potter said, I do think they will add it, just holding off so they can add it later to keep the player base up. So I really hope that's the case, that we do see pets return. Again, not only from a gameplay mechanic point of view, but because we all love pets. At least I think we do. So I think that'd be really cool. Now, also, Tyler James said, there should be a special 6th skill bit button just for ultimates. They break up the cadence of combat and make you feel powerful. This would also allow them to make longer cooldowns and lean into what makes them special. So yeah, I think that'd be an interesting idea. Of course, this would completely change a lot of the gameplay mechanics if they did something like this. But sound off in the comments, do you think the ultimate should be placed in its own 6th button slot? And then finally, this top comment comes from Matthew Nelson 9868, who says, you already have an inventory of crafting items. That is huge. Allow us to pay like 2 million gold for a scrapping kit that you can use to scrap stuff on your own. And I like the inventory on the horse idea. I feel like we should be able to adventure and clear dungeons for a couple of hours before taking a break to go to town, rather than having to constantly go back to town and run back and forth. I think this is a really cool idea, actually, because, first of all, you'd have to fork over a lot of gold to get this scrapping kit, but the reward would be there for players who want it and who do not want to have to go back to town so often to mess around with their inventory. But that's going to do it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did, leave a comment down below, and it could be featured in an upcoming Diablo 4 video right here. And if you're new here at Open World Games, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Take it easy and see you later.